I started. Yeah. So mobile, you can see like a tell the number. Same way email, it will come mail too. So if I click on it, it will take me like the mail option. See, it will populate automatically all the emails, and then I can send an email. So that is a benefit of having the email field. But where in case of text, so let's assume like from the text, if you are capturing the email, it's not clickable. You cannot send the email automatically. But here, if I click on this, it will take automatically. See, the to field will be this field, whatever is there in that. Okay, so that is the benefit of having a email field. Okay, so these are all fine. What I will do, I will go and create one more maybe employee first name last name. Yeah, or that's okay. Yeah, let it be. Now the next data type will be formula. Okay, so again, formula is basically it's a read only field. Yep. So using that field, we can display, like we can calculate some value from the existing field and we can display the values. For example, we got the employee date of birth. So based on the date of birth, if you want to identify the age, we don't want to ask again age from the employee, right? So we have a date of birth. So simply we can calculate the age based on this date of birth. So for those kind of things, we can use the formula field. So basically it's a read-only field. It's derived from the existing fields. So now I selected the formula as a data type. Now here I will go and say age. Now formula will have, these are all the written types. This is the one exam questions. So remember this. I'm sure like this you may get it. So what are the data type will support as a formula written type? So these are all the data type, not other data type. You will see like we have a email and we have a pick list, multi-pick list. There are a lot many data type, but those are all cannot be used as a formula written type. So in formula written type only, these are all the data types will support. Now mine is age. Yeah, age is our field. Now what is the written type for the age? Any idea? What written type I have to choose? Basically, what data type
Number.
choose?
Number.
Yeah. So choose the number. And do you need a decimal places? No, I will say no decimal places. Next, you will see here itself there is a calculations. So if you want to calculate next now plus 1 days, so it will give you like a 1 day additional 1 more day. If you want to add a 1 more hours, simply you can put now plus 1. It will add 1 hour. There are formula. We will go through that. If you know Excel sheet, you are familiar with the formula. So in Excel sheet, we have a functions, right? The same functions we are using in Salesforce as well. Like, yeah, let me show you in the function sheets. So on the data type itself, there is a separate sheet called functions. So these are all the functions available in Salesforce. These are all the function. Again, all of them available in Excel sheet as well. Generally in Excel sheet, you can go and use like all the functions. Where is the function tab? Yeah. So date specific functions, but still, yeah, these are all the functions. In Excel, there are more, but yeah, in Salesforce, we have a less functions. So in Excel, you will see text itself, how many functions. There are so many. But in Salesforce, we don't have that many, but yeah, we have very few important functions. They take it from the Excel, like I think, and they put it over here. So all these functions can be used in Salesforce. So let's look at one by one. So today I'm not going to go through all the functions, but again, we will go through it later stage. Today, just I will give you a high level. From the formula, you can use all these functions. Yeah. So in formula, we do our two tabs: simple formula, advanced formula. So most of the time, we will use advanced formula. Just give me a second. So simple function formula, advanced formula. So we won't use a simple formula. In simple form, why they given that simple formula option means, so based on your return type. Now we selected like number. So based on the return type, what are the number field is there in our object, only those field will display. We cannot use other fields, but we need date of birth, right? But the date of birth is not displayed over here because it's not a number field. So that's why most of the time we go for just advanced formula. Simply just click on the advanced formula. Don't use like a simple formula. Always go for advanced formula. The benefit of having the advanced formula is it will provide all the fields in that object. And also you can use the functions to manipulate your formula. These are all the different functions. You will see here: date time function, logical function, mathematical function, test functions, and advanced functions. So now I want to calculate the age from the date. So what is the formula? Again, it's a simple formula. What is the formula we will use? Any idea? To calculate the age, what is the formula we will use? Now,
the difference of current date minus the date of birth.
Yeah. So how we will get the current date? So to get the current date, here is the separate functions available, which is now basically this will give you date and time. But there is another one more data functions today. Today will give you the current date. Now our date of birth is date field, not the date and time. So the date of birth field is date and time, means you can go for a now. But ours is date data type. So I will go ahead with today. So today will return only date, but now will return date and also time. So we cannot subtract the date time from date. So we have to subtract from date to date only. So today minus the date of birth. So to insert the date of birth, so select the insert field, simply choose date of birth. Yeah, is that clear? We are not typing it anything. Simply just select the functions. Here also we are selecting. Now there is option check syntax. Yeah, but again this is also wrong, but we'll see. What will happen? It will return the number of days, not the year. It will give the number of days, but age we need a year, right? So it will give you a number of days between today minus date of birth, number of days. So if I click next, save. Now if I go and refresh, it will come by default like in the bottom here, but yeah, just wait for it. Still is not available. It's taking a bit time to load, but again, so I'll jump back. And that is a shortcut which we are having it, like if you want to load it immediately. So yeah, see here, now the age comes 1. So 1 means it's not a 1 year. So basically it's a 1 day. So if I change the date of birth, so let's say like I'm putting like 1980. See here, now 14/6/1. This is not a date of birth, right? This is not a age. So basically the formula, whatever we put in the function, it will return the number of days. This is just a number of days. So from here we have to subtract the 365, right? Divided by 365. So if I go to the again the formula field, age, edit. So either we have, so this function will return the number of days. So number of days divided by 365. So we can use this functions. This is also correct. So I will do quick save. If you use some wrong function or something, here itself you will get an error message. So the system will say is like, yeah, that is wrong. Yeah, you will get a error message. Now, if I go and refresh it, see here, age is 40. So this is the one functions. Now we can use a different functions, not only one. So let's say, so what I will do, I'm going to use additional one more function, which is year. So year means what? Return the year of a date, number between this to this. So now from the year, I will say today. Yeah. Inside the year, I'm putting the today function. So inside the year, put the today function. Sorry. Just put the today function minus again year function. Inside the year, put the date of birth. Okay. So what will happen? From current date, it will give you the year. The same way, from date of birth, it will give you the year. Then it will calculate the year minus years. It will be the same value. So if I save this, so this is another way of representing the age. There are different ways, again, up to you, up to the developer or up to the administrator can go and define like their own way, the own style of they can do it. Yeah. So even if I change the dates, 1990, save, see, it's getting populated different values. Correct. So yeah, that is the main benefit of having the formula field. Not only this, like that, like we can have a lot of formulas. So for example, so add months. So from the date, if you want to add some months, so basically like you want to calculate the next month or like, yeah, something, you can use current month, add months. So like this is the syntax. So the syntax is add month, date, comma number. It will give you the based on your number. If you put 1, it will add a 1 month. If you put 2, it will add a 2 months. I put like some sample also. So yeah, again, this one we don't want to go through it today fully because it may take like a more time. What I will do, I will finish the remaining data type. We will come back to the functions a little bit later. Yeah, maybe like next day or some other day. And again, for you guys, if you want to go through it, please go through this and let me know like if you have any questions. Yes, I'm happy to answer it. But again, we can go through it like either tomorrow or day after tomorrow. Yeah, all the functions. Okay. So the next, because today my target is to finish like all the data types. So yeah, I don't think so I can finish the dependent like relationship field, but relationship field is the very important. So yeah, I will have it like a tomorrow, I think, the relationship. Let's move on to the next data type, which is roll up summary field. So roll up summary field is not enabled at the moment because you need to have a master detail relationship with other object. So this object, this employee object, have a master detail relationship with another table or another object. Then only the roll up summary field is enabled, which we will go through it after finishing the relationship. We will go through that. Yeah.
So that means all the record that you are creating must have one, the primary value should be captured everywhere. That's what you're saying?
No. Generally, like if you want to enable this roll up summary data type in this particular object, so this object has to link somehow, like let's say employee and salary. So you need to have a relationship between these two tables.
So both the records should have a common, common field, correct?
Not a common field, basically linkage between these two tables. Like employee name will be the linked for salary as well, right?
Yeah.
So on the salary table, there will be employee name. And the employee table, there will be employee name. So it's a employee name will be linked to both tables. But again, the benefit of having the roll up summary field, which will help you to calculate the sum, minimum, maximum value of the child record. So in an employee, you want to know what is the total salary we given to employee. If you want to calculate the total salary, it will give you like system will calculate automatically. You won't You don't want to do any calculation if you are using the roll-up summary field.
Okay.
So which we will come back to that. So don't worry
Okay,
about
yeah.
that. We will come back to that. Like after finishing the relationship, you know, like automatically. Yeah.
All right.
So
Okay.
basically, the roll-up summary field will help you to calculate automatically some minimum maximum. So let's say like we have a salary field, or maybe we have a number field. You want to know which one is the maximum number or minimum number. Using the roll-up summary field, you can calculate easily for a child object. Okay, the next data type will be a relationship. Yeah, I think like I'm a bit worried about the timing, but yeah, let's go through the dependent fields, and the roll-up summary field and the relationship field will go through it tomorrow. So now let's go through the dependent fields. There is a one more dependent fields there. So after finishing the dependent field, we'll come back to this actually. So the relationship fields, again, the relationship is very important. I'm happy to explain like 2 times as well, so today and tomorrow, because relationship is very important. While in Salesforce as an administrator, you must understand the relationship first of all. Okay, we may go through like today just a very short notice, like maybe a high level overview. Then tomorrow again I will explain to you like the detailed way. Okay, before jump into that, let's finish the dependent pick list. So what is meant by dependent pick list? So as I mentioned earlier, we have a country. Even as I showed you, like we have a country field, we have a state field. Now, if I select the country, then we need to display only the relevant state. Otherwise, user can go and select like a different states, right? So we need to display the only relevant state to the country field, whatever we are selecting it. So how do we make it as a dependent? So that's why like the dependent field come in. So again, using the dependent field, we can have a basically controlling field, dependent field. So here the controlling field is country, dependent field is state. So now based on country, whatever you selected, the state will load automatically, which I will show you. So we call it as country as a controlling field, state as a dependent field. Now on the controlling field, we can use a single pick list or checkbox. Dependent field, either it could be a single pick list or either it could be a multi pick list. Yeah, so dependent field will act as a single pick list or multi pick list. We can use as a dependent field here. We cannot use any other data type. You can use only single pick list and multi pick list. We cannot use text field. We cannot use number field. We cannot use email field or phone field, any other fields. Only single pick list, multi pick list will support for dependent field. Where in case of the controlling field, we can use single pick list and checkbox. So checkbox means like the tick mark. Based on the checkbox, we can control the another fields, which is either single pick list or multi pick list. So that's why I put a combination here. Single pick list is single pick list, we can control it. Single pick list to multi pick list, we can control it. Checkbox to single pick list, checkbox to multi pick list. So we will go through that. So now to make it as a dependent field between country and state. So go back to the object again. There is a field dependency. See here, click on the field dependency. Create a new field dependent. So country, see here you can see only country as a single pick list is active is the checkbox, and state is the country. State is a single pick list. So basically the controlling field, either it could be a single pick list or either checkbox. We cannot use any other field. Now for our case, I will go ahead with the country. Same way for dependent field, it could be a single pick list or multi pick list. The language is known as multi pick list. So country and the language known, you can control it. But I need state, so I'm selecting the states. So click continue. Now, if the user select India, I want to populate these are all the value on the state. If user is select US, I want to populate these are all the value on the state pick list. Is UK, I want to populate these are all the value. For Canada, like I want to populate these are all the values. Save. That's it. It's very simple, right? So I just done it. But where in case of like I don't know, maybe like a Java or a .NET, we used like I spent like a lot of time to build like a kind of different fields. We put like a lot of codes, but yeah, you'll see here like it's very simple. So now you see, where is that? Now, if I say none, I cannot select any values because it's a dependent. So if I save it here, so if I edit it, that is the country. Yeah, if I edit this, see here, I cannot. So if I select India, it will show only India states. If I select US, you can see like associated values, whatever we selected. UK, so only like a UK associated states. Yeah, like that we can control the country to state. Now the same way, if you select UK or India, you want to put like a specific language. I don't want to display all the languages. So specific to the country, if you want to display the language, yes, that can be controlled. So using the dependent field itself, you can control that. If I go for a field dependency, so I'm going to say country and then language is known. So controlling field is country, dependent field is language is known. Is that clear? So now if I select India, let's populate all the values. US, like I will say in the, yeah, just English. And UK, I will put just in English. And Canada, like I will put like, yeah, English or Hindi, whatever it is, like, yeah, just I will go ahead with English now at the moment. Now, if I refresh it again, so edit. See here, I think still like the controlling field is not done. Wait, it's not refreshed properly. No, did I saved it? Field dependency, yes, I saved it. It may take like a bit more. So what I will do, I'll go back to the classic and I'll come back. It's like a fancy. Okay, so now if I edit this, yeah, now I can see it. View all dependency. Come on. So India, US, no, still like it's coming. I may need to create a new record. So there is some cookies issue, but anyway, yeah. So you see here, at the moment you cannot select any values. For existing record also it has to show like that, but again it's a cookies, so don't worry about that. So now if I select India, you can see all the pick list value. Here also like you can see only associated India. If I select the US, it will change automatically. See, only English is showing, not other values, because this field is controlled by country. See, okay, so like that you can have a dependency. Is that clear now? Hello?
Yeah, Sampath.
Yeah, clear, Sampath.
Okay, good. So now I think like the validation function, we will go through together, the validation rule and the functions. During the function itself, like, yeah, we can go through all the functions. But yeah, now let's move on to the relationship. Validation rule is there, but yeah, we will go through the validation rule along with the functions. But now let's go through the relationship. And tomorrow again, we'll go through one more time the relationship and validation rules. Okay, so now for relationship fields, I do have a different sheet for that. So I will quickly show you that sheet. I think on the drive. Come on, sorry. So admin, not admin training, Salesforce training, documents, reference Excel sheet, administrator reference Excel sheets. Yeah, so here we do have a relationship on Excel sheet separately. So just look at that sheet. Yeah, in Salesforce, I will finish it out shortly. Yeah, let's finish. I will give you high level and again we will discuss this because this will give you a little bit complication. So you may get confused, like if you're not understanding. That's why like I will reiterate tomorrow as well. So Today just I will give a overview, and you can go and go through it and digest, and tomorrow also like again we can go through it one more time. Okay, in Salesforce we have like a different objects, like a standard object which is provided by the Salesforce, and we have a custom object which is created by the users, and we have an external object. External object is again created by users. Mainly this external object used to integrate the third party system, let's say like SAP or Heroku or any other third party system. If you want to integrate easily, you can integrate without writing any code. So in external object, if you are storing a record, that record is not count against to the Salesforce storage. It will be, the data will be there in the external system, but I would say like it's just a clone copy of the data will be stored in the external object. It's not a real data. Basically, we cannot do any edit or update on that record. You can go and view it. The main purpose of the external object is, let's say like in Salesforce, you are maintaining the customer information, but in SAP, you are maintaining all the transaction information, let's say like their sales and their invoices, everything. Now, simply you can link the invoices, sales order into a Salesforce without storing the data. So whenever if you look at the customer, you know like how many invoices and how many sales order, you can view it. And click on the link, it will take you to the detail page. But it's just a viewable format. It's not like editable. You cannot edit any data. So that is a external object. And again, Salesforce providing the big object. So these are all the big object will be used to store the millions of records. So generally, the standard object, custom object, you can store maximum like a lakhs, 5 lakhs or 10 lakhs like that. If you are storing more data, the system, the object may get slow. So whenever if you're opening the list view or something, the object, it will slow down the process basically. But in big object, is not like that. You can have a billions of records. It won't be slow. That's why like a Salesforce introduced the big objects. So mainly like if you are integrating with the LinkedIn or Facebook or Twitter, daily you may get like a plenty of Twitters or like the post. So those posts can be stored on the big object because the big object can handle billions of records. Yeah, these are all the object type. Other than that, we do have like a custom settings. And again, the standard object, there is no extensions. Custom object, the extension is _C. External object, the extension is _X. Big object, the extension is _B. These are all the different extensions. You may need to aware of it. So if you look at like any _X, it means it's an external object. _B, it means it's a big objects. So you have to aware of it. And other than that, we do have other extensions. So custom settings, you may see like _CS, custom metadata _MTD, _KAV, which is knowledge. But these are all not an object. It's just an extension, just to know it. Now, you can create a relationship between any of these objects. So you can link the standard object to custom object, or standard object to standard object, or custom object to custom object, or external object to standard object. Yeah, you can connect any of these object, right? So what are the options available in order to link one object to another object? So using the lookup relationship, you can connect either standard object to standard object. I put it here. You will see standard object to standard object to a custom object to a standard object, or custom object to a custom object, or external object to an external object. So the lookup relationship, this data type will help you to connect between these scenarios. These are all the different scenarios. You can see it. So if you want to connect one standard object to another standard object, let's say accountant to contact, you want to make one relationship, you can use lookup relationship. Master data relationship mainly used for custom object to custom object, or custom object to a standard object. You cannot use any other object using the master. You cannot link any other object using the master data relationship data type, because standard object always act as a master. You cannot make it as a child for the standard object. So that's why here custom object to a standard, to a standard object. In that case, standard object will act as a master and this custom object will act as a child. In this case,
Sampath,
yeah,
here, standard object you can use only on these two objects, right? Account and contact. Huh?
no, not only two. Like this is just an example. Sorry. So there are like so many. So case, there are two.
Leads and opportunities.
Yeah, lead, opportunity, product, like a price book, all the object like you can use like a lookup field. So that,
okay.
that's why I put a naming convention here. Standard object to standard object, you can go for it. Yeah, any standard objects. Yeah, these are all like all the standard object. I put it here sample just for your reference. Okay, and external lookup relationship. There is another one more data type which is external lookup relationship. This can be used between standard object to external object or custom object to an external object. If you are going to make the relationship between the standard object to external object, you can go for it. Same way, hierarchical relationship applicable only on the user object. This relationship, we cannot use it any other object. Only user object, we can use the hierarchical relationship. Same way, this relationship, we cannot use it on the user object, which I will show you quickly. So if I go for an user object is a standard object provided by Salesforce. So in this user object, sorry, I'm in the object manager, user. So if you would like to create a custom fields on the user object, see, you can see only hierarchical relationship. So there is no lookup, there is no master, there is no external lookup, right? So then indirect lookup relationship, which will be used to connect your external object to a standard object or external object to a custom object with the external ID. You need to have a external ID, same external ID. External object also you have an external ID, and in your standard object or custom object also have an external ID, then only you can connect. So most of the time we are not going to use external indirect lookup or external lookup. So maximum we'll use lookup and master. Even the hierarchical also very rare. I never used like hierarchical. I don't think so. Like a company can have like a more than one manager to reporting functionality at a time, like only one manager. So yeah. So if there are more than one manager reporting, then you can go for a hierarchical relationship. But I never used that. So maximum lookup and master. Yeah. So using this lookup and master, we can create an object like, yeah. So for example, in our scenario, there are differences. We will go through it like a which relationship you will use for an object. So let's say like we have an employee and we have a salary. Now, to make the relationship between these two objects, which relationship you go for it? Lookup or master? So first of all, you need to know what is the difference between these two. Then based on the difference, you can identify, okay, lookup is good or master is good between these two. You can decide it. Yeah. Okay. I think like I will stop today. And remaining topic like I will go through it tomorrow. So tomorrow I will continue with the the relationship. How do we create? Like I may need to create one more object, a salary object, and then I will try to link it. So we'll go through it tomorrow with the relationship and also after functions. So yeah, once we're done with that, we'll go through all the function including the validation rule. I think tomorrow I'll try to finish these two topics. Okay.
Yeah.
Any questions, Safa?
No.
Good.
Okay then. Yeah. So let's connect tomorrow then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think like maybe Kishore, you may join like a weekend batch. Yeah. If you would like to join like a weekend session, yes. Yeah. I think like you can join. So I will continue from the weekend. It's
Yeah,
the same
because
topic for weekends.
this is an office hour, so I cannot continue.
Yeah. Exactly.
So
That's right. Yeah, definitely. Like you can join the weekend session. So that like yeah, weekend session there are persons. So we will continue with that. Yeah.
Okay.
Others
Thank you.
will join tomorrow and then yeah, we can continue.
Yeah.
Okay then. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.